comprehensive severe weather coverage from the Weather Channel Forecast Center.
And good morning. I'm Cheryl Lemke reporting live from the Weather Channel Forecast Center as we bring you the very latest regarding Bertha. Now, Bertha yesterday did make its way onshore, a Category 2 hurricane. Yesterday was packing winds over 100 miles per hour as it slammed onshore very close to Wilmington, North Carolina. But since that point, it has rapidly dissipated and right now officially a tropical storm. Let's check out the latest information that we have regarding Bertha. Again, a tropical storm. The brighter shades of blue and the oranges showing us the deepest convection. So there's still quite a bit of convection taking place, especially to the north and to the east side of the center of circulation. So one of our bigger concerns today, as that deep convection rolls over across the northeast, we'll be seeing bands of some squally conditions. There'll be some gusty winds and locally heavy amounts of rain. And indeed, unfortunately, a lot of big cities being impacted across the northeast. We'll be seeing cities like Washington, D.C. and Baltimore, Philly, New York City, and eventually you folks around Boston in for some heavier downpours too for today. So again, a very ugly, bleak picture as we start off the weekend. So a lot of miserable conditions regarding that. And again, because heavy rain will be a problem, we're going to be seeing possibly some flooding taking place. And already one area being rather hammered by heavy rain has been New Jersey. And speaking of New Jersey, we have with us right now Rick Griffin. He's going to be reporting live from just east of Highlands, New Jersey. Rick, do you see any damage that might have been caused now, any high surf or anything like that?
I really haven't seen any, Cheryl. I've been watching the waves for some time now, and high tide passed about 6:42 this morning, and there appears to be, if Danny can pan a little bit, some beach erosion, and certainly the surf is getting a lot rougher out here. Just during the last half hour, I've noticed the waves building, and they're crashing onto the shore a little bit more. But as far as beach erosion, it doesn't look like a tremendous amount. As far as damage, didn't see any tree limbs down. A few leaves blowing around, no power line problems that I know of in this area. Of course, there's been a lot of rain, so there's some ponding on the highways and things like that, but there don't appear to be too many travel problems and certainly no significant damage that I know of at this point.
That's definitely good news. And again, early on, we had some very serious problems with the strong winds, but since that point, again, the winds have really tapered off considerably, so you probably won't have too much in the way of wind problem. But again, the heavy rain will be of utmost concern, no doubt, for today. I don't see too many people in the background, not many daredevils out there on the water, I don't think.
I tell you, the beach is deserted. I'm looking off to the south and up to the north here, and I don't see anybody on the beach. There are no surfers out there. I think everybody is taking this storm very seriously. The sea is obviously chaotic and very rough, lots of white caps, that sort of thing. Probably undertows and riptides out here, so nobody in the surf today.
I'm glad people are heeding your advice. Thanks a lot, Rick. Again, that was Rick Griffin reporting live from around Highlands, New Jersey. Again, one of our problems today will be the heavy amounts of rain, but yesterday, as Hurricane Bertha came onshore near Wilmington, it really unleashed its fury. We have some pictures to show you that really kind of emphasize the amount of power and damage. I guess we don't have that, but in fact, let's go right now to Bill Keneally. He's also been doing a lot of live reporting the last couple of days. Bill Keneally right now near Wilmington, North Carolina. And Wilmington, or at least right around that area, that's where Hurricane Bertha came onshore, actually just to the east of Wilmington. Bill, can you kind of tell us a little bit about the damage that you've seen in your general area?
Sure, Cheryl. Thank you very much. Again, the damage does not appear to be near as extensive as it was in Hurricane Diana, which hit here very hard back in 1984 and actually did a full loop, and in some cases hit areas twice. But there is a lot of damage. There's an awful lot of power out in the area. We worked our way up from Bolivia in central Brunswick County, which is farther inland, on up into Wilmington around 7 o'clock last night. And again, there were no lights on. There is no phone service in much of the city. There is a curfew in place in Wilmington running from 8 o'clock at night until 5 o'clock in the morning. No one, virtually nobody, allowed out in the roads unless they have some important business to attend to. As far as the damage on the barrier islands, it is very sketchy. There is a big meeting scheduled at 8:30 this morning for the folks in Wrightsville Beach. They will determine at that time when they feel the bridge itself is going to be determined to be safe. They have to check the integrity of that bridge. And also, there's a lot of damage out there. Reports coming in from Curry Beach of at least damage to most homes on the island, and also farther up to the right of landfall up on Topsail Island. Reports of at least 3 homes being destroyed, and as we talked about yesterday, a lot of piers at least partially damaged, if not fully destroyed, farther east on the barrier island. I want to show you what's going on behind me now, Cheryl. We have a destroyer that appears to have broken loose from its moorings and traveled at least 100 yards, and as it did so, it was still dragging anchor, so it did not break totally freely, but as it did, it took some boats out. As you can see behind me, we are on the Cape Fear River, and that one sailboat got toppled, and also it did some damage, at least to the hull of some of the other boats here, some of the pontoon boats you see directly behind me. That is a privately owned destroyer that has gone to scrap metal, and eventually they're going to take it out to the open ocean and then sink it and let it act as a reef farther offshore.
Just been devastating. Thanks a lot, Bill, for that report. We'll be checking back with you probably within the next half hour or so. Again, that was Bill Keneally reporting live from Wilmington, North Carolina. But again, as that hurricane came on shore yesterday, just some phenomenal wind and rain being packed by the hurricane. We have some pictures now to show you regarding Hurricane Bertha that could be following today. Tropical storm warnings continue from North Carolina, the Virginia border, northward over towards the Merrimack River. So still some gusty conditions, squally weather, big storm surges likely across the mid-Atlantic coast for today. Of bigger concerns, though, will be the heavy amounts of rain. 4 to 6 inches of rain not out of the question. And with that in mind, flash flood watches continue throughout most of the mid-Atlantic and across New England. Our latest radar showing big bands of rain streaming inland. We're still seeing some pretty good rains for Philly and Washington, D.C. Now some heavier rains, too, developing across the Hudson Valley right here around Poughkeepsie, New York City. Some pretty good rains. And in time, that heavy rain working its way across to New England. So, again, that's going to be one of our bigger stories the next couple of days. The remnants of Bertha, the heavy rain and the flooding that it could probably cause. Well, that's a quick look at what's happening with Bertha. Now let's check out the weather elsewhere around the country. Let's go back to the studios.
Thanks a lot, Cheryl. And once again, on the National Satellite Picture, we will show you Bertha beginning to rotate its way on northward. The middle part of the country today, no problems whatsoever. If you live in Detroit, over towards Kalamazoo, to Milwaukee, to Minneapolis, to around Des Moines, you're going to be looking at a great day today. Moisture still beginning to pool up over the southwest. The monsoonal season still in effect here, which means we'll be looking at a good chance of scattered afternoon showers and storms, and just maybe with some of these clouds developing down towards the south, you could be looking at some welcome rainfall for Jackson, Mississippi, Birmingham, Alabama, maybe Atlanta, Georgia, too, especially during this afternoon. Let's put your Weather Channel maps in motion right now. We'll show you exactly what's going to be happening during the course of the next couple of days. And we can put the maps in motion and show you our forecast coming up. And once again, we will show you that, well, first I'd like to remind you that tropical rainfall throughout the eastern seaboard. And looking at the temperatures today, again, much warmer down near the Gulf.
Still is a well-defined tropical storm. Again, we're waiting on one more advisory that should be coming in shortly, and we'll give you all the latest information with our storm. But what you'll expect is just a lot of very heavy rain. We'll have some close-up radars coming up with tornado warnings. But right now, we don't have any tornado warnings in effect, just a watch. So we're watching for them. Bertha left you with a lot of damage along the coast here. More on that coming up in our live report at the top of the hour. The rest of the tropics, finally, a little quieter. We don't have anything to talk about, really. Things are very, very quiet across the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean. We'll continue to watch the coast of Africa. Certainly, sometimes waves do come off the coast of Africa and develop, but right now, things are very, very quiet. Let's get back to our outlook for today. We'll help you make some plans. We do want to remind you that tropical storm and hurricane forecast positions are provided to us by the National Hurricane Center out of Miami. Take a look at those maps. Again, Bertha winding up along the coast today throughout the midday hours. Heavy rain, gusty winds, the potential for flooding, tornadoes, a rotten day, certainly. And we have another area of low pressure moving across the Great Lakes that will kick up the winds, and it might kick up some rain as well. Along the cold front, you might see a strong or a severe south, so we'll have to watch that area. Hit and miss scattered showers across the deep south. Pretty quiet in the west thanks to high pressure through tomorrow morning, so pretty good as you head out for services in the morning, but it might be a little bit messy right here over parts of Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Kansas. Here's your best. We'll be the first to give you that information. Baltimore up to Philly into New York City, heavy rain, gusty winds. LaGuardia now winds to almost 35, 40 miles per hour. So the rain is really coming down and the wind is howling. All right, back to our maps today again. Heavy rain, the potential for flooding. Of course, we're not going to rule out a few severe severe cells this morning. We are watching out for tornadoes in this area as Bertha winds up along the coast. Strong and severe cells back through parts of Kansas and Colorado. Scattered strong storms in the southwestern U.S. Windy weather, of course, with Bertha, too. Stay tuned. We'll go live to our forecast center coming up in just a minute. We'll be right back.